So here's how this video was supposed to work. I started working on the Lexus, started explaining what was going on. I even went all the way to Fort Worth, checked on my Supra, dialing in some stuff on the IS300 like you guys have been wanting me to work on, and realized I was sent the wrong part. So I will try to get you guys some IS300 content as soon as possible, but it's now just sitting here and it can't do anything. I was trying to get the turbo setup done this week, but because I'm gonna have to wait probably a couple more weeks now for the right stuff, we are gonna go ahead and start on the Evo III. You guys want to know something cool about this Evo? They only made 368 or something like that. I have the information somewhere. But this is one out of 360 something left in the whole world. I did not know that when I bought it. Hence the reason why we're modding it very tastefully, not doing anything crazy to it, no wide body, no stupid, nothing. We're essentially just updating the fuel system and updating the turbocharger. This thing is pretty mint in here. Under this ugly heat tray that we're about to remove, we're gonna be replacing the entire exhaust manifold and the turbo. I don't know if you guys remember this, but it has been several months. It's a stock size. It's a factory replacement turbo. Technically the exterior is stock size, but it's technically also still a big turbo. I had the right specs in the first video, but this is a forced performance. I actually don't even remember what it is. I'm so sorry. We've got tons of goodies going on the car today. I have a very limited amount of time because Jaren's graduation is today, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Put this on my Instagram, but I gotta go fast bits, blow off valve, and it sounds so good now. This video, I'm gonna focus on getting the exhaust manifold off. Hopefully I don't break off any studs. We're gonna be really, really careful, hopefully. I'm gonna try. Let's get this thing exposed. I'm gonna have to drain the oil and stuff. I'm on this lift because this is probably my favorite lift to do non-suspension type work. It's very, very convenient.
Last summer, you saw the clock on the wall. Where'd you find her? You know she stands so tall, like a ghost in the night. But I don't wanna fight. Oh, grandfather, you know you fake me out.
Oh, did you hear that? Tetanus, son. Yeah, this is all just falling apart. This is kind of nasty. This stock manifold right here is old and it's prone to cracking. So the reason why I'm getting a new one is so we don't crack the... I'm going to have to take everything so slow and be so careful. These are all, I mean, like, I'm gonna snap some studs for sure. Dude, my sister was a pro at this when she did this. Let's see if I can be as good as her. That's it right there. Ooh, no miss. Nice. Yeah, the oil's pretty black. I've had this car for like 6 months. I haven't driven it too much, not too hard either. But I don't know what they put in it at the import place that I got it from. So probably just put some 50 weight in it, send it. If you don't have one tool you will need is a bolt extractor set. That's like a couple tools, but the sockets that are bolt extractors are a necessity. The main challenge with these cars is not that any of the stuff is hard to reach or whatever. It's mostly, I think it just flew. Most of all these easy to reach bolts are like rusted. So it's very challenging. I recommend you have to have some sort of like water displacement, rust remover, something to sit on it a while before you start moving some of these bolts. Woo, tap away in there. So this happens, and like just about every bolt gets stuck. It'll eventually come out, but I need some serious torque and hitting. Yes, sir. It's literally bending at the top. It's gross. I absolutely love this lift because it's super easy to work on cars, and it's got a tool holder. Not really, but you sometimes just like leave tools on the inside. Got one water line, so you got a water line to it, and then coming from it as well. A lot of water could come out right here. Probably should have drained the coolant. Ooh, a little coolant never hurt nobody too, right? Oh, yes, sir. We are pissing. Yeah, probably should have drained some coolant first, but. Oopies. Sorry, EPA. I'll get a little bucket for you, and we'll dispose of that properly. It's been a long time since I've actually like taken off a turbo that actually uses water. So I just literally completely slipped my mind. I also didn't think it was gonna drain the entire coolant system because I undid a water line on the turb ski. Here's this thing. Ooh, gross. That's just so rusty. That's the thing about Japan, dude. Unless a car has been stored its whole life, it's gonna have surface rust everywhere, like on bolts and stuff, the very susceptible stuff. Also, little update, I've gotten most of the stuff off. I'm trying to get the freaking catalytic converter temperature sensor thing off. Don't feel like cutting it, but I might have to. I'm not gonna have a catalytic converter after, on this thing anyways. Don't have to, because it's a classic car. Once I get the turbo off, I will have to use the elbow that comes off the stock turbo, because it is a stock replacement. Everything else should fit just fine. I'm really just trying to figure out how this thing is supposed to come off. Oh, hey, newsflash. This crap comes out and you can just clip it. Ah, nice. Long boy coming down. Toot toot. Toot toot. Uh-oh. Toot toot. Bro, when I get a DSM someday, I'm gonna have this down. I wasn't cursed. Well, the top ones are the easy ones, but all of them actually came out. I'm looking at, like, how do I get this thing out? I think the only way to get the turbo out properly, maybe, is to take the whole manifold off, or not. Like, all of these are accessible, but I also could just take this water line off right there. That's the return line. And then I could also remove the oil feed from the block right there. It's gonna reuse all of these lines, so I just have to make sure I don't bang anything up in the process. It's been fairly simple, but it's taken a long time just because all of the old bolts. Let's go, baby. I think this is the move right here. I really don't think there's anything else except for maybe a couple of vacuum lines. There's the smaller banjo. Now the oil feed is off. The turbo is basically not connected at all. There's definitely a vacuum line down there, I think. Oh no! There she is, she's on the floor. So I will have to get this elbow off and use it with the new turbo. This is gonna connect to the new downpipe. I went ahead and just unplugged the wire for the O2. Thing's kinda rusty, dude. But honestly, let's see, let's feel that. That turbo is literally perfect, wow. If I ever get another DSM, gotta do turbo replacement, even though I never wanna have to do that again. Now I've just gotta move on to replacing the exhaust manifold. Forced Performance makes this full upgrade kit. Look at this. A whole new manifold, all new OEM gaskets and hardware. So this is a heat treated manifold. I think they have just a regular cast one as well. It's also got FP on it, cast in there. This one does flow a little nicer than stock, and you can actually see it's a little bit smaller. And then you have the 68 HTA, which is the exact same size on the outside, the exact same size of turbo, but on the inside, it flows so much better. Minimal stuff has changed. It's internally gated, so I'm gonna swap all of the OE water lines and such over to this guy right now, and also start getting that manifold off. Please cross your fingers, boys, that we don't snap any studs. Fun fact, I made this wrench when I was building my Evo 10. I can use this little swivel head 14 to get the studs off, but I actually filed this down so that I could fit my torque bar over it. If I can lend you guys any tool advice for the future, have a nice set of tools. Like I have my Tang stuff for everything. And then I have my crap set of tools. Like I'll go to the store and I'll buy a really cheap set of Husky or just like O'Reilly brand stuff that I can cut up and make into what I need them to be. Or even for another example, I have my good torque wrenches and then I have this torque wrench. This torque wrench, I've broken, but it works incredibly. It doesn't torque anymore. However, it serves as something I can loosen and tighten, get a crap torque wrench, and then get a good torque wrench. You can also get torque bars, but I like that's some girth right there, boy. You guys ready for this? Let's hope this one works. Oh, and for this one, it seems that my custom tool didn't need to, yeah, I just got my Tang. If you guys don't have these though, these are miracle workers. Hey! I don't see, seems to look fine. It's got a divided housing in it. That's kind of interesting. I'll keep this, maybe mount it on a wall. Looks kind of cool, I don't know. I can't keep my finger straight right now. So I was noticing the three middle bottom studs and bolts or nuts were 12 millimeters. I was like, did somebody mess that up? But the studs are actually smaller on the bottom three, probably just because they're harder to reach. Mitsubishi been using big brain moves. Well, they did used to. Then they stopped making cool stuff. What the hell happened to you guys? Ew, gross. Look at that. Beautiful. A little bit of simple green and Scotch Brite. It looks like a brand spanking new water neck. What? Dang, I can't even think with these things on. Sheesh. I just wire brushed this for about 10 minutes or so. Then I went ahead and sprayed it with some simple grain juice. So to get the rest of it off, I'm actually gonna end up painting it with some exhaust paint. Oh, whoa, I'm not used to using this lens. I'm gonna end up actually painting it with some exhaust paint. Dude, a wire brush is the greatest thing ever. Some tasty exhaust paint. This is the stuff you can use for like exhaust manifolds, so. Okay. We've got the new, it's not on all the way yet. I gotta tighten it, but check this out. Got the turbo back together. Check this new turbo out, bro. This is nice. Like compared to earlier, look, all heat treated, no rust. Look at this, man. All OE stuff though, like all OE location. These are all torqued down with new copper O-rings and stuff. I'm really excited to get this thing back together. I don't know why, but just, dude, OEM plus, baby. Look at that. That's amazing.
Standing on my own, you know you fake me out.
Okay, the last clip I made was like 3 hours ago. And I ran out of memory card space, and probably a good thing, because that was actually the hardest thing I've ever done, only because I was by myself. So the hardware, oh, actually for one, where did it go? Where's this son of a bitch? Hey, this stupid guy kept on clanking like a millimeter worth of space. So I was trying to figure out why it wouldn't line up. Took the manifold back off, took the elbow off, still made the same thing. So put the elbow, took it back off again, put the elbow on. So here's the problem. Here's the problem with this install, right? So you have right here, you can see there's 4 bolts, right? That go downward, and the turbo is threaded. So I can't stick anything up and through, and they give you 4 like regular bolts. Not only are you supposed to hold, like tear your arms up and hold this turbo with your arms and fight gravity, you also have to make sure that the gasket doesn't fall out, which is also prone to gravity. So after about an hour of dealing with that, I was like, this is actually maybe the dumbest design ever. And so what I did, I got some damn studs. And so on the front, as you can see, I've got 2 multi-point studs, which are actually in the turbo. You wanna know why that's great? I could actually hold the stupid gasket on with gravity. But then it was still a problem because this thing was banging on the smallest, ittiest bittiest you might be able to see on. I did have to actually bang this up a little bit, but this freaking part of the water neck right there. So I had to move it, and I'm gonna have to reinstall that, and I'll have to feed it through there somehow. Once I actually got all that out of the way, because gravity wins, and because this manifold is angled a little bit, it puts a lot of tension on the front bolts, and then it makes the back of the turbo swing outward, and that makes it super easy to cross thread these, which did happen, which I had to take that back out and make sure I re-tapped everything that was in there. Seriously, if you have a DSM or an early Evo, 1, 2, 3, and you're gonna do a turbo install similar to this that's not a top mount, that uses like the factory style bottom mount, I would absolutely recommend having a friend, especially if you don't have a lift. Like I have a lift and so many tools. That was the most challenging, just physically irritating, frustrating install I've done. But what I'm most excited about is this car now has a turbo that is not technically a big turbo, but it's the same size turbo, but it's a big turbo. You know, you could put a turbo that's twice the size of this that flows about the same. This is a really, really good turbo. It's basically just OEM plus. I'm stoked at how this kind of turned out right here. Like the manifold looks fantastic. The elbow that I painted looks awesome. All that's torqued down and stuff like that, and I'll have to get an exhaust made. I still have the O2 sensors, which I probably won't even use that because we'll be using the Link. I just need a couple gaskets and to put little stuff like this on, and next video we'll get it started. Trying to get Ethan actually to come out here to teach me how to do stuff like bass maps, because I would love to be able to one person I really love is Jimmy Oakes, because like he has just learned to just do everything himself, and I respect the hell out of that. I honestly don't think I'd ever turn it into a business, because I know he does tunes and stuff like that, but I would love to be able to turn a car on and create a bass map, drive it around on the streets like with my E90 right here, which is what I'm gonna end up using for this. He's gonna come over and teach me how to get a bass map set up, because with bigger injectors, bigger fuel pump, E90, and a new ECU, I would love to figure that kind of stuff out. Every video that I make for you guys, I'll give you guys daily advice. Today, what I want you guys to know, I always try and relate it to what stuff that I have gone through for the last day or week. For those of you graduating high school, you got a huge life ahead of you. You might not know what you're doing, where you're going. I'm gonna tell you right now that you're gonna have a lot of roadblocks. You're gonna have a lot of experiences where you feel like you're just stuck and there's literally nothing you can possibly do. Stuff like that, it's not stuff like that, but stuff like that and stuff like this, they only make you better. They only make you stronger. They only make you wiser. I now know how to do that if I ever had to do it again. I hope I never have to, but I now know, you know what I mean? I have now more knowledge today than I've ever had my entire life. And that's the beauty about like having these really crappy things happen in your life. It might suck. It might suck, but it gets you off to a better tomorrow. You will always grow wiser despite how like hard life is. And I want to encourage you, like guys, whether you're fresh out of college, fresh out of high school, or whether you're fresh out of neither, but maybe you might be 30 years old, 35, 40 years old, and you still just, life is crazy, life is meaningless, whatever. Life's not meaningless. You are a note played in one giant song. Maybe your note hasn't come up yet. Everything that happens in your life is for an absolute reason, and it makes you stronger. So just remember that. Please remember that. Be strong, and just know that everything going on in your life is for the best, and you can grow from it if you choose to. V6 Challenger, what the heck was that, dude? That was weak. Weak specs. I'll catch you guys next video. Make sure you subscribe, turn those notifications on. I know that everybody's been telling me they haven't been working lately. I'm not surprised. YouTube loves me so much. But turn those notifications on if you can. Peace. Have a great day. Hey, guess what? I got 2 videos for you guys to watch. I don't know if you know the drill, but you know, it helps me a lot if you watch them. Plus, they're good videos. Seriously, make sure you subscribe, turn notifications on, and have a good day.